Hello guys, welcome to my GMB channel. I can't say goodbye. Ruth Langsford breaks down saying farewell to Eamonn Holmes. Fans sob. The moment unfolded quietly at first, a pause, a breath, a trembling voice, and then suddenly it became one of the most heartbreaking television moments viewers have witnessed in years. When Ruth Langsford finally tried to say the words she had clearly been dreading, emotion took over. "I can't say goodbye," she whispered, her voice cracking as tears filled her eyes. In that instant, millions of fans watching at home felt the weight of her pain, and many openly admitted they were sobbing along with her. For decades, Ruth Langsford and Eamonn Holmes have been more than just familiar faces on television. To viewers, they represented comfort, stability, and a kind of honest warmth that felt rare in modern broadcasting. Whether laughing through light-hearted segments or navigating serious conversations, their on-screen chemistry mirrored a deep personal bond that fans believed would last forever. That's why this farewell, however it is defined, has hit so deeply. As Ruth spoke, her composure visibly slipped. She tried to smile, tried to remain professional, but the emotion was simply too powerful. Her hands trembled, her eyes glistened, and the studio seemed to fall silent as she struggled to continue. Viewers could sense that this wasn't scripted television drama. This was raw, real heartbreak. Social media immediately erupted with reactions, many saying they had to turn away because it felt too painful to watch. Fans have long admired Ruth for her strength and calm presence, but seeing her so vulnerable reminded everyone that behind the polished TV persona is a real human being experiencing real loss. Her voice faltered as she reflected on shared memories, unspoken moments, and the difficulty of letting go of something that once felt unbreakable. Each pause spoke louder than words, making the moment even more devastating. Eamonn Holmes's absence, physical or emotional, has already been deeply felt by viewers. His large-than-life personality, quick wit, and unmistakable voice have been a fixture in British homes for years. The thought of a future without that familiar dynamic feels unsettling to many fans who grew up watching them together. For some, this farewell feels like the end of an era, not just for Ruth and Eamonn, but for television itself. Online, fans poured out their emotions in waves. "I never cry at TV, but this broke me," one viewer wrote. Another said, "Watching Ruth struggle to say goodbye felt like losing a part of my own routine." Thousands echoed the same sentiment. This wasn't just a farewell between colleagues or partners, it was a shared grief between presenters and the audience who loved them. What made the moment even more powerful was its honesty. Ruth didn't hide her pain. She didn't rush through her words or pretend everything was fine. She allowed herself to feel, and by doing so, she gave viewers permission to feel too. In a media world often dominated by rehearsed emotions and polished performances, her authenticity was both refreshing and heartbreaking. Speculation has naturally followed, with fans wondering what led to such an emotional goodbye and what the future holds for both Ruth and Eamonn. While details remain unclear, one thing is certain. Whatever the circumstances, this moment marked a turning point. The farewell carried the weight of shared history, love, frustration, gratitude, and loss, all wrapped into a few unforgettable minutes of television. For Ruth, this was not just about saying goodbye to a person, it was about acknowledging years of shared life, shared work, and shared identity. Letting go of that kind of bond is never simple. Her tears told a story that words could not fully capture, a story of love, resilience, and deep emotional conflict. As the clip continues to circulate, fans are revisiting it again and again, unable to look away despite the pain. Some say they find comfort in knowing they're not alone in their emotions. Others admit the moment has stayed with them long after the screen went dark. It's rare for television to feel this personal, and rarer still for it to leave such a lasting impact. In the end, Ruth Langsford's tearful farewell reminded everyone of one simple truth: even those we see as strong and composed can be broken by goodbye. And sometimes the most powerful moments aren't shouted, they're whispered through tears.